A veteran, a teacher, and elected to office in multiple capacities, Minnesota Governor Tim Walz has spent decades serving the public in various ways. NTD's Melina Weiskup has more on Walz's background and what he brings to the table for the Harris campaign.
The 60-year-old governor of Minnesota is currently serving his second term.
We put food on the table for struggling families by passing a new child tax credit that is estimated to cut childhood poverty in Minnesota by 1/3, making Minnesota the state with the lowest childhood poverty rate in the country.
In the 12 years prior to this, Tim Walz served Minnesota as a congressman. He initially flipped his district seat from red to blue, highlighting perhaps the strongest advantage he brings to the Harris campaign. That is the ability to connect with swing voters. During his time on Capitol Hill, he didn't shy away from opportunities to work with Republicans, most notably on the defense front. He supported funding the wars in Iraq and Afghanistan and tighter vetting of refugees entering the U.S. He's a veteran himself, serving in the Army National Guard for 24 years. Similar to Vice President Kamala Harris, he's maintained a consistent stance on China during the course of his political life, from denouncing the Tiananmen Square massacre to supporting freedom in Hong Kong.
Tyranny can only survive if we forget, so I think it's very important to mark this anniversary. It's very important to be standing with the people who know the history. People's desire to have basic religious freedoms, basic freedom of the press and freedom of the speech, I mean, that is what made Hong Kong so dynamic, and I would encourage them to continue to find ways to compromise.
Walz spent time in China, teaching for 1 year in 1989. He describes the Chinese people as, quote, kind, generous, capable people who would thrive under proper leadership, taking a jab at the Chinese communist regime. Walz's foundation is in education. He taught high school students and coached football in Mankato, Minnesota before entering politics. Reporting from Washington, D.C., Melina Weiskup, NTD News.